Dragonballz, Dragonballsuper, and dragonballgt. She's introduced as a villainous android created by Dr. Gero to kill Goku. But over time, she evolves into a heroic figure with significant character development. Below is an overview of her role and growth throughout the series. Introduction and early days. Android Saga, DragonballZ. Android 18 first appears during the Android Saga in DragonballZ. She is one of the androids created by Dr. Gero to exact revenge on Goku for defeating the Red Ribbon Army in the original Dragon Ball series. Along with her brother, Android 17, and Android 16, she serves as a major antagonist. Unlike her brother, Android 18 is a bit more laid-back, calm, and pragmatic. When she first encounters the Z Fighters, her cool demeanor is on full display, especially in her iconic moment where she effortlessly defeats Vegeta by breaking his arm during their fight. Throughout this arc, Android 18 is shown to be extremely powerful, confident, and a bit rebellious. But she doesn't display overt malice or cruelty like Cell, who later absorbs her to achieve his perfect form. Cell Saga. After Android 18 is absorbed by Cell, the Sea Fighters are left with little choice but to confront the now much stronger villain. Android 18 plays a critical role in Cell's transformation into his perfect form, though she is initially unaware of the danger. Eventually, she is rescued by Gohan, Goku's son, who defeats Cell in one of the series' most iconic battles. Post-Cell Android 18's hostility begins to fade. After being saved from Cell's destruction, she is reluctant to continue her role as an antagonist and chooses to distance herself from her villainous past. The 7-year time skip. After the defeat of Cell, Android 18 undergoes significant personal growth during the 7-year time skip before the Majin Buu saga. She marries Krillin, who had shown compassion for her during the battle with Cell. He had refused to destroy her after she was absorbed and later saved her. Together, they have a daughter, Marin. This relationship marks a turning point in Android 18's character, showing her ability to settle down and embrace a more peaceful domestic life, although she retains her sharp attitude and no-nonsense personality. Majin Buu Saga. During the Majin Buu Saga, Android 18 participates in the World Martial Arts Tournament, motivated by the prize money. She easily dominates the competition, though she eventually strikes a deal with Mr. Satan, Hercule, allowing him to win in exchange for a larger share of the prize. When Majin Buu begins terrorizing Earth, Android 18 fights alongside the other Sea Fighters to protect her family, though she is ultimately killed when Buu destroys Earth. She is revived by the Dragon Balls after Buu's defeat. Dragon Ball Super. In Dragon Ball Super, Android 18's character is expanded upon, particularly during the Tournament of Power-Up. She is one of the 10 fighters selected to represent Universe 7 in the Battle Royal tournament organized by Xeno. Throughout the arc, her love for her family is a driving motivation, and she works closely with her brother Android 17, highlighting their bond. Despite initially being more focused on her family and money, she mentions to Krillin that they need the prize money to live comfortably. Android 18 shows tremendous growth as a selfless fighter. She saves her brother and sacrifices herself to ensure Universe 7's survival, demonstrating her strength and loyalty. Dragon Ball GT. In Dragon Ball GT, which is considered non-canon after Dragon Ball Super, Android 18's role is more limited. After her husband Krillin is killed by Android 17, who has been controlled by Dr. Mew. She assists in defeating Super 17. This arc further emphasizes her loyalty to Krillin and her complex relationship with her brother Android 17. Character growth. From villain to hero. Android 18's journey from an enemy of Goku to a key ally of the Sea Fighters is one of the most remarkable transformations in the series. Unlike other villains, she wasn't inherently evil, but rather forced into her role due to Dr. Jiro's programming. After being freed from this, she shows that she values family, loyalty, and peace. Family-oriented. Her relationship with Krillin and their daughter, Myron, is central to her development. Despite being a former android built for destruction, she becomes a loving mother and wife, showing a more human side than many would have expected when she was first introduced. Loyal and strong-willed. Android 18 is known for her strength and combat prowess. But her loyalty, especially to her family, is just as important. She has a no-nonsense attitude and often teases or scolds Krillin, but she cares deeply for him and their daughter. Fun facts about Android 18. 1. Human origins. Android 18, whose real name is Lazuli, was originally a human before being transformed into an android by Dr. Jiro. This explains her ability to form human relationships, like her marriage to Krillin. 2. Strongest female fighter. Android 18 is widely regarded as one of the strongest female characters in Dragon Ball Z, and she continues to maintain that status in Dragon Ball Super. 3. Age-free. Since she is an android, Android 18 does not age, which means she maintains her youthful appearance despite the many years that pass throughout the series. 4. Android, not robot. Although referred to as an android, she and her brother are technically cyborgs, as they were originally human and have been enhanced with cybernetic components. 5. Iconic moment. One of her most famous scenes is when she kisses Krillin on the cheek after breaking Vegeta's arm. This scene is often seen as the moment Krillin develops his crush on her, which later leads to their marriage. 6. Personality. Despite her cold demeanor at first, Android 18 has a sarcastic and dry sense of humor. She's often seen playfully mocking or scolding her husband Krillin, but it's clear that she cares deeply for him. Taz. Conclusion. Android 18's character growth is one of the most dynamic in the Dragon Ball series. From a fearsome enemy to a loving wife and mother, she demonstrates the ability to change and evolve over time. Her role in both Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super has made her one of the series' most beloved characters, and her continued presence as a strong, capable fighter has solidified her place in the Dragon Ball legacy.